the AAC champion softball team, the Boardman Lady Spartans. We welcome one of the best players in the area, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Ward. Hi, Alex.
Hi, guys.
Great to see you. Congratulations on your championship journey this year, but it doesn't stop there. But
Nope.
talk to us first about what this year has been like for you. Did you feel like underdogs coming into the year, and how did it feel to be announced for the first time as a conference champion?
Yes, I definitely felt like underdogs. We put a lot of work in the off season in the winter, but it's just really proving, we proved ourselves, and people are really now finding out that you guys can't sleep on us. And my teammates, we all work so hard. Our coaches, they put a lot of their effort and their time into this, and it's just really showing. The season has been unreal. It's been like a fever dream. I don't want it to end. It's just we're on a roll.
We talk about there's a point in this season where Boardman was kind of in the driver's seat in the AAC. Canfield got you guys in, and then it turned into this battle into who's going to get the conference. Second Canfield game, you guys kind of made the statement that this is our conference this year. Talk about that second Canfield game and why that was so important for you to make that statement and not just beat them, but beat them the way you did in run rule fashion.
Canfield is always a great team. They have a lot of great players, but we knew deep down we could beat them. And it was just a matter of playing our own game, staying within ourselves, just having fun because it's all just a game. And at the end of the day, we know what we did and we know how we can play, and just going out there and having fun and having each other's backs.
Alex, I think part of the reason you guys have been so successful is the fact that you have a lot of modesty. You have a lot of humility on this team, and no one on that team cares who steps up as long as someone does. That includes your coach, who is now the coach of the year in the conference. Talk to me about what that's been like to have Freddie Moots being the lead dog in the dugout, and the faith that you have in him and that he has in you.
Yeah, it's really great. He's a great leader. He always is up. He's the first one to text us in the morning about games. He's always looking into ways we can get better. We can pick each other up, and then on the field, like, for example, if part of the lineup is down, the other half of the lineup picks each other up. We're never all down. Someone's always going to step up whether we need them to in one moment or another. So it's been really great. I give Coach Fred a lot of praise, and we really appreciate him and all that he does.
One of the things I love about Coach Moots is he's never satisfied, because
No.
you guys could win like 7-2 and he'll text me and be like, we really didn't play that well.
Yeah.
How much do you think that kind of mentality kind of keeps you guys focused and hard line and never lets you guys get too big on yourselves?
It's really nice because it's like we never, like you said, we're never satisfied. We always want more. We can always be better. There's always room for improvement. But he also does let us, sulk in the joy and really appreciate what we just did. Like when we beat Canfield, like, yes, we started off slow and we lost the first game, but we still came back and we still won. And that was what the biggest part was. But we could have, started off faster. But you know what? It's okay because we still won. And Coach Fred never lets us forget that.
One of the things I've learned over time at Boardman is that the best teams aren't just teams, they're like family. What is this family at Boardman with now a conference championship that you get to hang a banner? What is your role in this family? I mean, can you think about, how you've grown into this quote unquote family and how your role has changed over the years?
Yeah, my role has definitely changed a lot over the past couple of years. I started playing varsity as a sophomore, and I was still kind of younger. I was still, trying to figure out my way. But as I've gotten older, I've realized being a better teammate is more important sometimes than rather than how I play. Like, I'd rather be known for being the best teammate, always cheering, always making sure everyone's having fun, because it's just a game at the end of the day. Whereas some other people may lead by example. I like to lead by, always being vocal.
Third base is not a position that is for the weak of heart, and you have grabbed that position by the horns and really run with it. You've been so successful as a third baseman, in my opinion, one of the best third basemen in the region. What kind of drove you to that position? What makes you love it so much, and how have you been able to thrive there?
I think what really drove me to that position was I just started playing it one day, and I mean, it just clicked. It felt like home. It felt right. It gives, it's so quick that it gives me no time to think about what I'm doing. I just have to react. And I think the amount of practice it takes, really drills in my head, like, you just react. Like, you don't have time to think. And, sometimes if I do start to think, I might mess up. So just being there at the hot corner, it's really fun. Keeps me on my toes.
As a catcher, I would always ask third baseman, is there something wrong with you? Because like I'm geared up. I'm ready to go. I got helmet, I got chest protect, I got everything. I got pads that people don't even know about.
Yeah.
And third base, you were sitting there basically all by yourself. And in softball, you're like feet away
Yeah.
sometimes from somebody slashing and crashing right down your chimney. So for you, the first time that someone said, "Hey, let's try third base out," you said it felt like home. I mean, with all due respect, I gotta ask you: is there something wrong with you, like up here?
No, I'm all good.
I had to ask. I ask every third baseman, and now I see these softball players, and I'm like, "There's not a chance." Like, I have a 3-year-old daughter, and if a coach ever puts her at third base, I'm like, "She's out. She's done."
Or at least
I don't
putting
know
her
if
in
my
bubble wrap.
parents are too excited about it, but it's if whatever works.
Do they get nervous when you play third?
My mom definitely, yes. She doesn't like that I don't wear a face mask, which she has a really good point, but
You don't wear a face mask?
no, just a visor.
It's because she's elite. That's why her
A
reaction time's
visor,
quick enough.
like a regular visor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with you?
No.
One of the things that people know you're playing at the next level. If people have been living under a rock and don't know where you're playing, why don't you let them know where you'll be attending softball for the next 4 years?
I will be going to Otterbein University.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
What made Otterbein feel like home?
Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to begin. I first met Coach Anderson at a camp, and I mean, it felt like I've known him for all my life, just talking to him for 10, 15 minutes. And then when I got to the campus, the campus isn't too small, it's not too big, it's in a really nice location, not too far from home. It felt right. All of the girls are so nice. They're so excited for this freshman class to come in. And, it just really felt great to be there. I knew that was the place for me.
First day on campus, what are you most looking forward to doing?
Hanging out with my roommate. I'm really excited. She's also another softball player. We met on my overnight visit, and she's just so fun. I can't wait to hang out with her.
Did you preface that conversation with saying that you don't wear a face guard at third base? Like, does
I
she
did
know that
not.
there's something wrong with you?
No. Maybe I should.
Yeah, just let her know. Just let her know there's a little bit of psychopath in there. So if she needs backup, you're the person, but she doesn't want to go up against you. You don't want any roommate wars with someone that's kind of got a tick loose up there.
Yeah.
Alex, one of the things I want to ask about this softball team, the last 2 years, you've had big senior classes this year and last year. What's it like to be a part of this, the last 2 seasons, especially two groups that are trying so hard to leave a big legacy with this program?
It's really great. I've grown up playing softball with all of these girls, my current seniors and last year's seniors. I mean, we've been playing softball together since I could even walk. So it really means a lot that all of our hard work and all of our time and dedication is really showing and really improving and really, providing. I couldn't imagine doing it without them. I wouldn't want to be there with anyone else. I love my team so much.
Alex, I've been cracking a lot of jokes today, but in all seriousness, I know how much this community of Boardman means to you, and that you mean to the community and to this game of softball. You've helped bring it along so far, not just in Boardman, but all over the area, the region that we cover. So we can't thank you enough. But before we let you go, I have to ask, to be part of this Boardman community, what does it mean to you, and why?
Oh my goodness. It means so much. I wouldn't be the person or player I am today without the help of my coaches, my parents, my teammates, and our whole support system. We always have admin at our games. People always are coming out, to watch us. People who I might not even remember are giving me newspapers with our names in the paper, it's hung up all over the school. So it really shows that our school really, and the Boardman community really cares about this team, and we really care about them. We love when people come out and support us. We couldn't do it without everyone else.
My last question for you. I want to talk about the Spartan helmet because it's in the dugout all the time, and it's one of the best post game sellies ever. You get to wear that Spartan helmet.
Yes.
How much pride do you guys take in that in the dugout?
Oh my goodness, we love it. It's always every game. It's always who's gonna get the helmet, who's gonna get the helmet, and then the second the person gets it, you have to get a 0.5 picture from Paige with it, and it's gonna be posted everywhere. It's gonna be all over our Snapchats, sent in every group chat we have. It just really shows how much we love this game, and because it's a great motivator. Everyone wants to fight for it. So it's really great. We all really love it.
Last question before we let you go. You've done so much in your career, you both at Boardman and elsewhere throughout. Talk to me about the people that have helped you get to where you are, have helped you get to Otterbein, and have made you this successful young lady that you are today.
Oh my goodness. I'd like to first start off by thanking all my coaches, all my high school coaches, all my travel coaches. Without you guys, I would not be the player I am today. I wouldn't have fallen in love with the sport if it wasn't for you guys always pushing me. To my parents, I can't even begin to thank them enough for all, they always take me to practices, no matter how far, where it's at, how long it is. They're the first ones to be willing to take me anywhere. And, my teammates, oh, I love my teammates. I don't know what I'm going to do without them. I can't even think about not being able to play with them. They've never failed to pick me up. If I'm down in the dumps, they're always there to crack a joke. Ava Freeborough is always making some kind of funny joke, saying something goofy. And, without them, I can't even imagine without them. This team is so special. And it's just been a really special season with them.
Alex, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate you so much. Thanks again for everything that you've done for the game. Continued success and good luck as tonight, right?
Yes.
You head out there tonight?
Yes.
Good luck tonight. We're
Thank
proud
you.
of you either way.
And thank you for having me.
You're always welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex